All righty, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Freezin for NFC North Podcast, episode 177, Bears to Indiana, plus 2026 NFL Combine Nuggets, all that stuff coming up. And hey, lots to talk about. My Bears, you know what? The conversation is, especially at the Combine, that everybody loves my Bears. So I am all about that, and lots of stuff here to talk about. Obviously, some big news here, but you can find me on NFL Outdated on Twitter X, on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. You can find us on Freezin 4 Pod on TikTok. And as we get going, seventh letter, where can everyone find you, sir?
Seventh letter 4 on Twitter, same OG on Instagram, Facebook. Opened up my pop, ready to rock.
And I see that you're wearing green. That's not Packer green. What green is it?
I don't know. I like this nervous system shirt.
Yeah, you got to wear that during the football season. Lots of. We'll definitely get into that a little bit. And Dre is kind of getting going here. Dre, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? All right.
Yep. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
You can hit me up on X, Twitter, at Skullman Sports. Thanks for being here. Kind of excited for the draft. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of that stuff's coming. And was hoping to have Miles on. He's our draft guru, the Packer, our Packer guy as well. I know Trev had to be off today, but always stuff to talk about. And, as the combine gets going, talk about player movement, all of these things as well. But number one on the top of everybody's mind, especially Packer fans, the Packers are currently on a 2-game losing streak against my Bears, and the Bears embarrassed them in the playoffs. I think we can all agree in that second half, which I enjoyed quite thoroughly, and will continue.
You did?
I did. Not the first half.
He doodled on himself, y'all. He doodled all on himself. He was doodling on himself. He was shitting.
The first half, yes. There was excrement all over.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, yo.
Thankfully, I had a second set of clothes. And thankfully, Jordan Love and the Packer offense threw up all over themselves in that second half.
Right.
Other than one Matthew Golden celebratory touchdown, whatever that was. But be that as it may, since this has happened, Packer fans are really trying to come to grips with the new reality that the Bears own the Packers. And obviously, Packer fans like to throw back, well, what about 15, 20, 30, 60 years ago? Get out of here with that stuff right now, present. Let's stay focused here. The Bears are the NFC North champions, and we have a 2-game winning streak over the Packers. Lions fans, I know what you're going to say.
And a 4-game losing streak against the Lions.
Okay. So I'll give you that. But the Bears are currently not past, but we are the reigning division champs of the NFC North. And you can't take that away from us. I know Packer fans try to flip the script and say, well, those 2 games, that's in the past too. Well, okay. Currently, we are the NFC North champions. And now the only thing that Packer fans have against us, they're trying to say, well, your state, Illinois, doesn't want you, and you're possibly going to go move to Indiana. So, what's that?
You think it's that?
Yeah. So, okay, here's a little bit of the breakdown, and Dre, you may have heard this as well. So, basically, Illinois lawmakers, Chicago lawmakers, they're doing what they do and kind of fumbling over the things, all the things. And Kevin Warren and the Bears have kind of fumbled things as well. They're kind of going back and forth. They're currently at Soldier Field. They cannot, figure out how to. Right now, there's a bunch of money that's owed on the renovations to Soldier Field, but the Bears aren't responsible for that. All right, so there's a lot of discussion on that. But the bottom line, the Bears need a new stadium. And obviously, I love my Bears. I've been to Soldier Field. it's really a shithole. It really is. It's it's just there's no anything other to say about that. The field is not good, and so it's not even owned by the Chicago Bears. So when you look at a state of the art facility, all the top teams have that. I mean, even some of the second tier teams like Minnesota have it. To make sure Dre's paying attention here. He's frozen there.
I am. I'm paying attention.
All
I'm
right.
hearing you.
So basically right now, the Bears 3 years ago purchased Arlington Heights, this track and this land, and they're set to build Arlington Heights. Now they couldn't get things with taxes all figured out. There's a lot of legal jargon, but they own that facility in Arlington Heights, Illinois, and haven't been able to figure it out. And Hammond, Indiana, has come across. Indiana lawmakers are really come across and really making a push to get the Bears to go to Indiana. So, with that all being said, the Packer fans, all the memes, the Indiana Bears, Gary Bears, anything like that. All right. So this is what the Packer fans are choosing to dig at the Bears. And, as a Bears fan, not from Illinois, hey, you know what? It doesn't bother me. We have Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, and we're going to keep winning. So I don't know. Seventh letter, Dre, what are your thoughts on if the Bears were to move out of Illinois, would that make a difference?
Well, the Giants play in New Jersey. So
Thank you.
No, it's not a big deal. It's a bigger fish to fry.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think, I think Indiana is a Republican place. They really care. They want that type of popularity to their corny ass state. So it is what it is. I don't think all they got is the Pacers, right? That's it.
No, they have the Colts. The Colts, and that's the big thing with.
They do got the Colts.
The big thing with Indiana, their push is they're really going to. There's basically throwing everything at the Bears, and so it's really kind of like a sweetheart deal. There's a lot that the Bears would not owe as far as taxes, and they'd own the stadium. There's a lot. It's a really good deal, and it's really only about 20 to 30 minutes away from Chicago, so you can see the Chicago skyline from it. So it's not that far, but it's the fact that it's over the state line. And the biggest thing too, obviously, and I'm not a fan of necessarily the full Bears song is the Bear Down. It says the pride and joy of Illinois. That would be kind of, it is still a Chicagoland. So what about you, Dre? What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I think the point of the seventh letter says like the Giants play in Jersey, the Jets play in Jersey, like that's a point to be made. I mean, I didn't know up till you saying it that it's only like 30 minutes extra. Like, I think as long as the fans can get there, then whatever, like
it's literally
it's
right
obviously
there. It's right there.
So then
it is right there. Yeah.
Right there. My cousin,
it should be fine.
She lives in Indiana. So it's like right there.
I think
Gary, you like right in Chicago, like the dirty ass Indiana. It's just a dirty ass state to be.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is that they haven't really. So they own the land in Arlington Heights. They've done a lot of the studies. Recently, now they're trying to figure out it's for logistics and everything in Hammond and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not from Illinois, and if the Bears have state of the art stadium and area, it's just across the board in Hammond, Indiana. I'm okay with that because that means it's going to be a better overall kind of game day experience. And actually, Arlington Heights would be actually closer for me, but at the end of the day, I want. Whether it's Hammond or Arlington Heights, I just think there should be a new stadium. They need to get this thing done, and I think they will. So tomorrow, basically now there's going to be a meeting, Illinois House Committee to discuss this big mega project, Bears moving to Arlington Heights. So they're, I think it's all negotiating within the media, and it's all going to be a moot. All of this Packer hate and joking about the Bears, the Illinois not even wanting the Bears.
Well, it's like, I mean, not to be a contrarian, but I mean, you do lose something. It'll probably, I imagine they build a dome because that's what the Colts play in. So you lose kind of a home field advantage, a little bit, because you guys are much tougher at home than y'all are, on the road. To me, I just think that you lose that. I think, I don't know. It's like, the Knicks playing the Garden. That kind of means something. You know what I'm saying? Chicago Bulls playing Chicago. You know what I mean? It meant something, especially at the old stadium before they built it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you lose a little bit of something. I mean, but you probably built a pretty good team. You got your quarterback already, so you'll be you'll be all right for a little while, even if you lose some people because you're gonna have to pay them $200 million. You know what I'm saying? You may lose a little bit of something, but you'll still be competitive, a good team. You're gonna fill the seats because of the style of football y'all play. You know what I mean? Like it'll be all right. I just think you do lose something. You do lose a home field advantage, and that's the only thing, because that those conditions get so crazy, and it just kind of equals the playing field. You know what I mean? I remember when y'all kind of sucked. When y'all had Justin Fields and was still tough in Chicago, so it's you lose a little bit of something by building a roof over it and taking away that weather conditions. The Packers will always have that. Even if they suck, they'll be tough at home. You know what I'm saying? Because not with Jordan Love. It was good when they had Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre playing in Green Bay. Was tough. Jordan Love, not so much. You could beat him there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Jordan Love. It's just the way LaFleur plays offense. You know what I'm saying? They don't play like an outside team. They really play like a turf team. You know what I'm saying? Like the greatest show on turf. A whole bunch of passing and the offense is built off the pass and not so much the run. You know what I mean? It's but it still has that. Lambeau has that home field advantage, that weather. And when you got that weather, like the Chiefs got it. It's hard to beat them in Kansas City because of the weather. And building that roof, you know what I mean, it kind of levels the playing field. Yeah, it's a little louder, no doubt, but the weather and taking that out of it, that's gonna make y'all a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more, beatable at home.
I don't know though. So it's so interesting. Like as a fan, this was talked about for the Patriots Broncos game. To get to the Super Bowl. I think the only reason the Patriots, I mean, there's a few reasons, but I think the biggest reason the Patriots won that game versus the Broncos, even though it was a backup quarterback that they had to face, was because of the elements. I mean,
yes.
And I don't know, as a fan, I would rather see the two best teams in the Super Bowl. Obviously elements. Yes. I mean, it helped. I think the Bears versus the Rams, with it being snowy, the conditions, but I don't know. I would rather see football indoors. I'm good with the dome. I mean, Dre, you've kind of dealt with that. I mean, obviously they've been in the dome for quite a while anyway. I mean, Metrodome, but I mean,
I'm like, when it comes to like indoor versus outdoors, there's part of me that likes the outdoor stadium. Like I think winter games, like cold, snow, I can go to those and have a lot of fun. I will never love ever going to a rain game because it's just wet and miserable no matter what it is. So and if you're buying tickets at when they first drop, I get it's hard for me to always do that just because of depending on the stadium, especially for outdoor stadiums, to buy it that early because it could be just really crappy weather, and then it's just from a fan base. And honestly, some people can say the same thing about snow games, even though I don't fully agree with it, but some people can say the same thing. So I get that as a fan, maybe you don't want to spend all that money and be miserable outdoors. Having said that, outdoor snow games are hella fun to watch at home. I love watching those games. I think they're so much more fun to enjoy. So I'm glad that some stadiums are keeping that, like the Bills Stadium, even though I understand why you want the retractable roof and everything. I get it. So I would love an open dome stadium as long as it's closed when it rains. Otherwise, keep it open. That's how I am about it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the biggest thing for NFL teams of wanting to get a dome is to get a Super Bowl, and obviously that's the only reason Detroit got a Super Bowl. But the ironic thing is the Super Bowl was just in San Francisco, and it could have been a disgusting game with all of the rain and everything. They've had that, in San Francisco.
New York, when they came to the Giants, when the Broncos game, it rained that day. The Broncos, the Seahawks, that was a rainy game. I don't know. I just think like that. Those elements. Think of like a team like the like the Dolphins, and with Tua, and how they start off the year hot. Other than this year,
literally
they start off the season hot, and then when they got to go to Buffalo or somewhere else, New England or something, then they start losing. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't play in those elements. And that thing is important. They're saying that's how Chad Pennington used to be. You know what I mean? With the Jets, they be winning, and as soon as it get cold, that weak arm, it is just not as effective when it's windy and the conditions outside. That plays a factor.
Yep.
Everything, you know what I mean?
It does. Interesting you bring up the Dolphins. I went to that Dolphins-Packers game on Thanksgiving a couple years ago, and basically that's the weather was a factor, and not just the quarterback, but the rest of the players. They just didn't seem like they wanted to be there at that game. And the Packers used Josh Jacobs and to really pound the Dolphins, and
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like good for y'all if you want to get a Super Bowl. I would rather be in a Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck about playing. I agree. I didn't even know the Super Bowl was in San Francisco until the day of the Super Bowl. Like I didn't even care. You know what I mean? It was like I was ready for to see what Bad Bunny was going to do. Like, what was the big deal? You know what I mean? Like that's what I was. I didn't care too much about where it's at. I think it was the Steelers against the Seahawks when it was in Detroit. Like. I didn't care. You know what I mean? I don't care about that. I want to be in that motherfucker, and I don't care where we play it. You can play it in at the field down the street from my house. I don't care as long as we in it.
Absolutely.
I live in New Jersey. I am a nurse. I don't care about the economy and what it do for the shops. I don't care. I want to win that bitch. That's it. So I don't know. But good for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Finally getting the stadium. I think y'all deserve it. Y'all got a winning team. And, man, y'all got to have a good team for a little while. So good to have a stadium to match. I think the Rams winning the Super Bowl in that brand new, beautiful stadium. I hear, like, the Vikings got a beautiful stadium. It's a good experience. So, I mean, fans deserve that. We pay a lot of money for those tickets. So
absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point. And Adam Karnick, Bear fan here, great podcaster as well, says as long as the Bears own the land in Arlington Heights, they're not moving to Hammond. And that is absolutely a fact. I mean, there's a reason they bought the land, but obviously there's a reason. In obviously negotiations, I think it sucks for Hammond, Indiana, is that maybe they're just a pawn, right? The biggest thing with that too, with the Bears, if they would move to Illinois or Indiana, is legacy. And now they're talking about the McCaskies. If the Bears do move to Indiana, that's going to be a stain on the McCaskey family, letting the Bears get out of Illinois. So, but I don't really think about that. Obviously, as a fan, I want my team to win. If they're in a new stadium, great. If it's just across the border in Indiana, that's not going to be any skin off my back as long as my team's winning.
For sure. You
can
play all away games for all I care. If he's 17-0, I'm good. It don't matter. If we 15-2, I'm good. We can play all of them away. We going to Germany to play. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's true.
You know what is interesting too? I feel like, as a fan now, it's almost better to watch it at home. I mean, it's almost a better experience. You get to see everything. If the stadium, it's a cool experience once or twice, but as far as being a season ticket holder, that's definitely not going to be me. And I think maybe that's the majority of fans as well.
Yeah, I have, like, my uncle had season tickets, and we would go and we would tailgate all day. That's fun. That's fun. The whole experience at the stadium. We used to be down at the bottom. We could see the players and stuff. We couldn't really see the game, but you just was kind of marveling at, like, these people you see on television that are gigantic. I remember I thought freaking Brandon Jacobs was Justin Tuck. That's how big Brandon Jacobs is.
He was big. Yeah.
It's a big man. The biggest man I ever saw in my life was David Dill. Yeah, he was the right tackle for them. Oh my God, this big giant man. So
I think also from our perspective, like none of us like live in the city of our fandoms. It's like we have a different viewpoint on things. Like if we live like downtown from the games, like I think like that does add a lot. Like if you're going there to the stadium and you're able to get there relatively easy. But like
is there a place to park?
Like where
is there a place to park at Soldier Field?
Yeah, but I mean, you're still a decent amount away. I mean, it's a long walk. I mean, there's some good like tailgates and some good parking lots, but it's still a decent walk if you want to not pay an arm and a leg. To actually be closer. So it's decent, but it's a walk.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's like it's kind of just like we have, like, if we wanted to go to a home game, right, we have to, like, there has to be more of an effort, like going there. You have to fly there, obviously. If you don't have anybody to stay with, you're paying for a hotel, and then hopefully it's near the stadium so you don't have to drive, and it's just there's a whole other process to it. Whereas, like, again, if you live in the city and you're able to walk to the stadium, like, I wish I could do that, honestly. Having said that, I doubt even if I lived in Minnesota, I would live in downtown Minneapolis.
You're right. Yeah.
But still, it would be. I think I wouldn't buy season tickets now for, like, I'm not paying like that amount of money. I would have to like wait until like we like suck again and then maybe get into it. Well, not cost levels, not with the number one receiver in football. Like, we're not, the cost just for him is going to be up. Like like even like in the Randy Moss years when we suck, like that's why I never went to a game when I was living there, is because we couldn't afford it, even back then.
Okay.
All right. So I feel like the NFL, it prints money, right? They do everything right as far as marketing. They know what to do to take our money to get us engaged somehow. Obviously, this is the off season. We're talking about the NFL. They've got the NFL Combine going on right now. So there's a few storylines as far as the NFC North. One I wanted to talk about and get your guys' thoughts on this. Obviously, as a Bears fan, I feel a certain way about this, but it's an interesting talking point here. So the Bears, there's a discussion, obviously, because of Ian Cunningham being hired as the general manager of the Falcons. The Bears should receive 2 third-round picks because of the rule that is in place. Now, the league is saying that that the Bears are not owed those picks right now because Matt Ryan is the decision maker. Although what I love, obviously, about Ian Cunningham here at the Combine, he is talking about how the Bears should be owed those picks, and Ryan Poles is as well. And so they're still talking to the league about this. But it's interesting. You have a rule, and obviously Ryan Poles said you should want your people in play to kind of like grow and get hired regardless of skin color, right? And it's weird to get compensated, but there's a rule. So because there's a rule, the Bears should be compensated. Obviously, as a Bears fan, I want my team to get third-round picks. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. What are your thoughts on this kind of topic? Obviously, benefiting the Bears, but I think as a rule, this would be like an easy win for the NFL to say, hey, this is a rule and it's working.
Well, I think the rule is in place for a specific reason. I mean, we all know, just perfect example, Flores in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
By any but they don't want to, they don't want to give him an opportunity. You know what I mean? They let Josh McDaniels be a coach again. He was a known cheater. They let all these people go. He sued him because something that in the league, and it's proven, they have text messages and emails and everything, and this man still isn't a head coach. You know what I'm saying? You got Colin Kaepernick, who was out of the league. You know what I'm saying? So there's still a certain favoritism, racism when it comes to NFL owners. Period. It is
Absolutely.
What it is. They interviewed my head coach, my defensive coordinator, after he stunk it up the whole season. They interviewed him for a head coaching job in Miami, knowing damn well, you know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well they had no desire to hire him. You know what I'm saying? So they did it to Aaron Glenn a few times. They did it to Aaron Glenn his first year in Detroit when we was like 2 and something. You know what I mean? So it happens. It happens. They use this thing. It's kind of like virtue signaling a little bit. It's kind of like symbolism a little bit, which black people fall for a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got to interview at least one black person. Like when there's plenty of competent, black coaches, they never get an opportunity, and they keep giving the same sorry ass white men a job. The same.
Yep.
Constantly, and they constantly.
Pittsburgh did that. I'm not a McCarthy fan, but like, there's no way, other than he's from Pittsburgh, that he should be an NFL coach right now, a head coach.
There's no reason.
Yeah, none.
There's no reason he should be a head coach.
Nope.
None whatsoever. Nope. None whatsoever. They about to find out now because he ain't got no quarterback this time.
unless he talks Rodgers.
He ain't no quarterback. He a journeyman.
Yeah. That's true. Well, so kind of on this topic a little bit, I've been watching Field General's history of the black quarterback on Peacock. It's really interesting, and I know my NFL history, but I've learned a lot. Obviously, I didn't realize that Warren Moon's the only African American quarterback in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and it's interesting to hear kind of the different quarterbacks and like even
they wanted a receiver.
Yeah,
Warren Moon to be a wide receiver. Warren Moon with that rocket played till he was like 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like 100 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he was good for the Vikings even. I mean,
played till he was like 100 years old. So that's what
I don't get. Like, obviously, I think, these owners, they have a ton of money. For some reason, you got a Jerry Jones. You got these owners. They're not going to change their mind on some things, but hopefully, hopefully these things can, start to change and say, okay, well, you put a rule in place. This would be it's like a PR win for everybody, right? I think to say, okay, well,
you would think.
You would think, but Roger Goodell is amazing at fence scaling. Amazing,
yes.
Amazing. So he'll figure it out. It'll be dealt with appropriately because I think this is easy.
It's a layup.
Yeah, it's easy, and he'll do it. He'll do it because it's easy. It's not hard. It's not. There's no sweat off the NFL's back. The right won't go crazy because that's another thing you have to. The NFL being like predominantly black, you know what I'm saying, and owned by white men. They don't really have. I don't think there is really any black owners. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much all white. You know what I mean? And the NFL is probably like the NFL is kind of like the NBA is kind of a black man sport. So we could do all of the Black History shit. We could do all of the all that stuff there. But the NFL is that's for the middle class white man. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. And you can't come there with that shit because it's owned by rich white men. You got a short leash if you're black, especially black at quarterback. Black at wide receiver, they'll give you a chance. You can do all the drugs you want. You go to rehab and you come back in 6 games. But at quarterback, they don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't play that shit. You get one chance to mess up, and that's it. You know what I mean? I think it's a joke that Chris Rock said back in the day. It ain't truly racism. Ain't truly not solved until black players can suck as bad as white players and still get opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
Or even black coaches, right? I mean, like that's
yes.
Yeah.
Jim Caldwell, until Dan Campbell, was the winningest Lions coach percentage-wise ever. Never had a record under 500. Never. Even with the bad things, after Sue and Levy and everybody got hurt. He never had a record under 500. And they gave him nothing. No pass rush, no nothing. They gave him nothing. And they fired him after going 9-7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With a butt team. My team was ass.
Even the Bears, they got rid of Lovie Smith. I mean, when he had a winning
record.
Yeah.
Right. You saw how they got him out of there with the Texans when they gave him nothing.
Yeah.
And they fired him for winning.
They did. Obviously helped my Bears, but yeah, it's just everything's kind of bizarre with just how everything is kind of perpetuated. So hopefully things kind of you would think that with the media now everything would almost be kind of forced ahead and to say, okay, well this is to save face now, to say, hey, the Bears need to be compensated. Obviously, it would be nice that if teams didn't have to be compensated by this, but there's a rule. And on the football side, so Ryan, the Chiefs were compensated for Ryan Poles being hired with the Bears, and those third round picks, one of them was Leo Chenal, which they're saying he turned out to be a really good linebacker. And the Bears radio was talking about how in free agency, how ironic it would be if he signed with the Bears in free agency. And there was another wide receiver as well, Kadarius Toney, that was, I believe, the 2023 third round pick. So the third round picks are important to a football team.
If that motherfucker could catch, man, he'd be probably one of the best.
Tell you what. So obviously, there's a lot to be said on that, and I appreciate you sharing Seventh Letter your thoughts on that. And
it's something that's it kind of. I mean, I guess the way the country is right now is. A couple years ago, I would probably answer this differently, but now it's like it's in your face. You can't really dodge it. It's a lot of similarities. They just kind of change the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's still covert. It's still very covert. You can see it. You can smell it. I carry myself a certain way because of those preconceived notions. When I'm in a work environment, because I know what they think, you know what I'm saying? Like I love my coworkers, but I don't hug, I don't do any of that stuff because of the narrative, you know what I'm saying? To keep myself safe, because I don't want no problems. I don't want nobody. I say it all the time. If somebody say I sexually harassed them or said something crazy, they lying. Or they watch this show. This is more. I don't act like this at work at all.
Right.
Hey, spread my wings and drop my nuts and have Wednesday night soberly with my Canada Dry or my non-alcoholic beer with my friends and talk about my beloved Detroit Lions. That's it. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Absolutely.
it's still here. It's racism. It's sad and it's unfortunate, but it'll get figured out someday.
Yeah.
Someday.
Hopefully.
Well, speaking about narratives, obviously, we know the narratives are when you look at teams within a division, and obviously we don't have a Packer fan right now, but Packer fans, I think, and you guys can correct me here, but I think they're probably the most fragile fan base in the entire NFL because they don't know what to do with themselves now that they're losing. They're kind of trying to save face and say, well, Jordan Love is this and that. And so when you look at narratives as far as a team, they have not won a division title in 2021. When the Vikings won the division, when the Lions did, I heard a lot of Packer fans saying, well, we don't celebrate division titles. We only celebrate championships. So,
that's their GM said that shit.
Exactly. And I hear that all the time for Packer fans. And that's kind of the narrative of, okay, well, number one, I get what I like about there's some Packer fans that I follow online that really kind of put the nail on the head, and they say, you need to challenge Matt LaFleur. So obviously he's been a good coach, but does he have the killer instinct to win the title?
No.
Does Jordan Love have that? Obviously, Jordan Love has all these stats and everything like that, but I mean, is he a top 5 quarterback? Obviously, we've talked about that on this program as well. So, I mean, where do we get the narrative that the Packers are always the favorites? I mean,
because they got a winning history. That's it.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk about them that when Michael Parsons get back, they're gonna be back to the top again, and they ain't won in forever. You know what I'm saying? They constantly underperform. Constantly, they got a good enough team. Like if they would have won, kind of beat y'all, they would have been probably close to getting into the Super Bowl. Maybe, because sometimes they play up the competition and they fuck around, beat the Seahawks. Maybe, but they constantly underperform, and they're gonna always put them above us. It is what it is. Just get used to it. Don't be sad. It's just what they feel about the Packers. They're better than us. They're better than everybody. You know what I mean? It's like the Patriots. How they just waiting for them to be good again, and they went in there and stunk up another Super Bowl, AFC.
Yeah,
they did. I mean, you talk about like fandom and stuff like that. Obviously, Dre, as a Vikings fan, I feel like you kind of get excited when you have a good team, but I don't know. It's just not the. It's like I'm from Iowa. I'm an Iowa Hawkeye fan, and I know when the team does well, I'm like, okay, I got to celebrate that season because it's not gonna be sustained. There's kind of a ceiling for certain teams. Iowa is not going to be Ohio State, Michigan. It's just not going to be. We're going to be steady Eddie. We're going to maybe have 10, 11, win season. We're not going to win the championship, which was interesting. Indiana won it. Obviously you have, coach and everything like that. But as far as fandom, with the Vikings, I mean, where are you at on that? Vikings ever going to be like the favorite in the division?
I mean, we have been the favorite in the division for a while, like in the past, so it happens. And what?
When? Always the Packers. It's always the Packers.
Oh, you mean like generally like preseason stuff? Yeah, I don't count that.
Yeah, they always been consistent. Yeah, we was 15-2. We was number one in the divisions. We beat everybody. They still picked the Packers both games in 2024. Both games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they always will. I just see the Packers. They was doing it with Aaron Rodgers. I just see the Packers. Man, they ain't good. They lost. They picked the Packers against the Bears. And the Bears keeping it close when the Bears sucked. You know what I'm saying? Like when they had nothing. Now they all good. Now they won the division and you still pick the Packers? Come on, man. No. Jordan Love won one playoff game.
Thank you.
against a very beatable Cowboy team who was a bully. They wasn't good. They were just a bully. That's it. They weren't good. They weren't good. And they beat the shit out of them. Like everybody, like I knew they would. I knew they would. The Packers consistently beat the Cowboys forever. You know what I mean? They always do. They always gonna pick the Packers. It's just because they're the only team probably in the NFL that had consistency at quarterback since the 90s. 90, we'll say Brett Favre got good in 92. 93. Maybe 93.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when Rodgers was his first year, I mean, they were down a little bit. Injuries. I mean, that I absolutely. And I think that's what the NFL is about. If you have your quarterback, then really things, I think get I don't want to say easier, but they fall into place. If you have your quarterback that you can trust, build around, that's what any team is looking for.
Yeah. Simple. It's very simple. That's why they always pick the Packers. And because of Jordan Love, when Jordan Love's good, everybody admit it gets spooky. When he hot, it get a little scary. Like, oh, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And I remember when he did that to me on Thanksgiving. Like, I was like, oh, the life ain't fair. The Packers got a quarterback again. God damn.
I don't. It's going to be interesting though. Obviously in 2026 because every team's going to have questions. The Bears have questions. The Packers, Lions, everybody has the Vikings. Everybody has questions about the team. And with the Packers, what are they going to do? They can keep Romeo Dobbs. Because you can have a good quarterback, but obviously you have to have receivers they're going to catch the ball. And obviously that's the big thing, the Bears are working on as well. Obviously, my quarterback had 58% completion, but a lot of that, I mean, was drop passes. Part of it is, Caleb throwing a better ball. There's a lot that he's going to work on in the off season, but I mean, I think with Jordan Love, he is going into his 6th year, I bet. Right? Is that 6th year? And so what frustrates me about Packer fans is they always kind of go back on, and I don't, obviously it's the Packer bash session here. But they say, well, what's that? You're fine with that?
You're not here to fight.
That's true. Well, you say, well, it's his it was only his 3rd year starting, or he's not really 5th year veteran, or so I don't know. When you look at, there are always going to be excuses.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have as we kind of look at 2026 and combine things, obviously listen to a little bit of the Bears stuff. What are you guys hearing about your teams and any combine needs and what your coaches are looking for at the combine?
Man, they keep looking at defensive tackles.
I
say I want one. I need one. You know what I mean? I could have been a GM. I could have been Brad Holmes. That's how I draft on Madden. They interviewing these 3 techniques. You know what I'm saying? And I think we need one. Elaine McNeil is probably gonna get packaged and sent somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Probably gonna get packaged and sent somewhere because we like him, but he just, I don't know. He doesn't. He's solid, but for what we paying him for, you know what I'm saying? I think he makes about $20 million now. Like, I wouldn't say he's not worth it, but I need a little more out of him. And he's always just kind of been potential. You know what I mean? He'll have these games where he just looks like the best player on the field, and he has games where you don't hear his name at all. You know what I mean? And that's for what we paying him. I can't really live. I don't feel comfortable with that. So if we're looking at defensive tackles, we interviewing defensive tackles, he's probably out. He's probably out because the guys that I'm saying, they're not big enough to take the place of DJ Reader. Imagine we sign Lopez again. He's a big guy, a big nose tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Technique. We need that bad. We need that. We need that. We need that bad. And because, like I said, you don't always need pat edge like that. That pressure from inside. You know what I mean? Cliff Averill ate well because Ndamukong Suh was pushing that pocket backwards.
Yeah.
Pressure from the inside. And if you get pressure from the inside and into the quarterback face, I mean, that's a quicker path to the quarterback. And then the quarterback backs up a little more, and then the edge rusher gets to him. And then Aiden, they eat more because Aiden's, I love him. He played good, but he's all by himself. You know what I mean? And we'll be able to chip so much and double team him so much if we get help from the inside. So that's what I'm saying so far. But the people that been at the press conferences that we interviewed, they were defensive tackles, 3 of them. Well, I need O-line, so I hope we do that too.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears are also kind of focusing on the D-line for all the way, from edge, all interior, and I feel like this is where the GMs make their money, is because it is a pretty deep draft. I've been told the Bears are looking at the 25th pick, and they're saying the best player available will probably be a defensive lineman, edge, or tackle. But when you look at the players, I think it's important for GMs to kind of do their homework, because this is where you build your rosters out. And I think you're right. I mean, because obviously, the Bears have Montez Sweat, and I think he's a talented player. He's not Micah Parsons, I'll say that. He's not Aiden Hutchinson. But if you have other defensive tackles there, I think he's going to continue to have a solid season. So, yeah, it's like having a complete team, having a complete defense to just kind of fill everything in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
everybody kind of everything. You could never have too many defensive linemen. I mean, if you look at the Seahawks, you could never have enough. You know what I mean? They got it. They got it all. I always knew the motherfuckers was gonna be better than what they are. I always knew that. I could tell.
Jeez. What about you, Dre? What are you looking at for the Vikings?
I mean, I think it's mostly defensive backs and safeties, at least as of right now. That's kind of what I've been personally looking at. Mostly on the defensive back, because we don't have any depth there really. So I think and then we need an eventual replacement if and when Harrison Smith retires, if he's not doing that this year. But it's the thing is that because we're picking a little bit later, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I have my favorites, the ones that I like from both the defensive back and safeties. As of right now, based on their stats, I like Takario Davis, and then also for a safety, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I think they could do really well in a Flores defense. So that's kind of why I like them. They're big and strong. So I think that could be really well. Because obviously with defensive backs, honestly, we've had some problems drafting on that, and also safeties. I mean, the most recent one that I remember is Booth from Clemson. I was worried about his injury thing, and then he came into the league and he was injured. Lewis Seen, I honestly didn't have a problem with. I just don't think he was able to pick up Flores' scheme, which is fair. That one was a little sadder for me, because I thought they could have. I thought he could have been good. He just wasn't. Yeah. But yeah, that's where I think the main thing of where we're focusing. Obviously, I think there's some rumors that we're trying to trade away. Forget which defensive tackle, the one that we just picked up last offseason, who has a really expensive contract. I don't remember which one it is, but we're trying to. I think some people are saying that we're trying to trade him. There's also rumors that we're looking at quarterbacks, but because this year pretty much stinks on the quarterback aspect. Yeah, I mean, even the ones that I know that are in like obviously the Raiders are going to take Mendoza. That's like beyond obvious. And then after that, it's like a huge drop off of like risk versus like taking them high. So it's like if they're available, maybe third, fourth, fifth round, maybe pick them up and see what happens. But who knows if they're actually going to be anything, So yeah, I think like focusing on the defense, I think like that's where we need defensive backs. Like our players are a little older. Like they're not like terribly old right now, but I think that's where we need to do a lot of work in. Like
was it Javon Hargrave? Or
I think
or Redmond, maybe.
No, it's not Redmond. I think it's Hargrave, but it's one of the defensive tackles that they just last offseason that we picked up that has just a horrible contract, at least on the cap. At least what I'm reading on. I'm not a cap person too much, but like I think that's who we're trying to trade. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not really sure, but. Yeah, I will say this. Going back to what you were saying, I just want to say this from outside of everything that Seventh Letter said about like the race stuff, because I do agree with everything there too. I also have a hesitance, at least from a Viking standpoint, of the league following through on comp picks for broken rules, i.e. the Kirk Cousins scenario of he basically flat out said, "Oh yeah, we definitely." Because like unofficially it happens, like tampering and stuff like that happens, or talking before they're supposed to. Yeah, unofficially it happens. But he flat out said in the interview that he did talk. Like it was like very obvious. We got nothing for it. So, like as much as I would love some retribution for not having that rule, and the pessimistic side of me is saying otherwise, unfortunately. So if I'm proven wrong, great, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was some more bullshit. I was happy when they drafted that quarterback on that bum.
Yeah, and
I was a little upset because I wanted him. Honestly, I wanted the Penix. But
the ironic thing is, what if Kirk Cousins ends back with Minnesota for a year or two? Just to crazier things have happened, but
supposedly he wants like a same level, like high end contract, and I'm like, no. If he takes a pay cut, sure.
Okay.
If he doesn't, no. Like, no, I'm not. I don't want anything. He does not need that type of money.
No. Hell.
Speaking of that too, it's going to be interesting where Malik Willis lands, and I'm looking at a lot of Packer stuff comes up on my Twitter line because of all my trolling and stuff. But then, when free agents, I'm not exactly sure how it works, but there are comp picks as well when you have a big free agent signing away from your team, and so some Packer people on Twitter are talking about how when their players sign, including Malik Willis, once he signs, they may get a comp pick as well. It's going to be interesting to see Malik Willis kind of where he goes, obviously, as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in for I honestly think LaFleur kind of schemed him up real good. Kind of kept him safe a lot when I saw. I don't know. I'm not a Malik person like that. He's all right.
Yeah, and maybe he wasn't really given a chance. Obviously, Tennessee has proven to be inept in a lot of. They went with Will Levis over him. So, yeah, I'm not really. There is something to say. I'm going to say something positive about the Packer fans. They do, or Packer team as an organization, they do well developing quarterbacks. And they win with younger quarterbacks. They just did. Obviously the Vikings have done that as well with KOC. So maybe Malik Willis can do something. He's going to get a lot of money. Obviously, get an opportunity. We'll see where he is, where he goes though.
Yeah, he's a bomb. He's a bomb to me. He is. He's a bomb. He's a
All right. Oh, we have a nice comment here. No way we are Indiana Bears.
brother.
You know, if we go to Hammond, we're still going to be the Chicago Bears. Obviously, the song's going to have to change. But I'm saying right now, there's still a possibility that obviously the lawmakers in Illinois screw this up. But I think the Bears are. I can comfortably say they're going to be going to Arlington Heights. I mean, it was just Hammond was just kind of a bargaining chip, and obviously Packer fans enjoyed that for a while they could, all the memes and things like that. But it's going to be the Chicago Bears. End of story.
All right. All right.
Nothing I have to worry about that. Well, we'll definitely dig in more to draft stuff, I think in the coming weeks as more kind of, comes out of the combine. You hear stories, obviously, about the trades and stuff like that. Bears would probably have given Tremaine Edmonds an opportunity to seek a trade. Well, he'll probably just be released. I don't know, especially with his contract, if anybody, wants him. Obviously, there are some misses by Ryan Poles in the free agency and but hey, he is a productive player. He just maybe, as far as how much he's owed, that will help with the Bears cap. Obviously there's some other players that want to come to Chicago. I mean, hey, Max Crosby, he is fawning all over Caleb Williams on the podcast and wanting to go to Chicago. So we'll see. I don't want to give up too much for him,
though. Don't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if I would give up DJ Moore for him.
She crazy as fuck. Wow.
I mean, they're saying, okay, if I'd be okay with if it was DJ Moore in a first round pick in 2026 for Max Crosby, maybe a third or fourth or whatever. But don't do two number ones and. Only the biggest thing with DJ obviously is his contract as well, but don't give up too much for him.
Bye, DJ Moore. Bye.
Well, I mean, then we'd have to probably get another veteran or something.
Yeah, I got Luther Burden. He better.
I agree. He's still got a lot to prove. Rome has lots to prove. He has to stay healthy as well. We have the horses there. Absolutely. DJ Moore is versatile though. Like he could play every position that he was asked.
Man, bye. Bye, DJ Moore.
For Max Crosby, yeah, I guess I would say that as well.
Without a doubt, in the New York.
Yeah.
Bye.
I don't know. Max Crosby is good.
What? Oh my God!
I would almost
I like him because he got a winning TDs. He is a good receiver. I ain't taking nothing away from him, but
yeah,
I don't think that he makes y'all. I don't think you lose much because I think y'all really talented at receiver. You know what I mean?
Agree.
I don't think that you should too much worry about losing DJ Moore. He all right.
All right, that's good to hear from other fans.
Yeah.
Especially we get Max Crosby, and obviously don't give up as much as the Packers gave up for their guy.
For sure.
Who's not even going to be ready for the start of the season. Can we admit that? Obviously the Packers are going to be favored.
So, yeah.
He's not even going to be ready for the start of the season. So why are the Packers favored?
Because he's going to come back and they win. Well, they can win without him. It depends. They got a second place schedule.
Yeah.
Like we gonna be good. We got a last place schedule. So it's like, I just hope that we blow them out like we supposed to and beat good teams. That's all. Just hope we keep on blowing people out.
I mean, that's all you can ask for. And what I love at the combine is Ben Johnson doubling down, tripling down on the Packer Bear rivalry, saying, no, he's not talking to LaFleur, and we love it that the Bears Packers should not like each other.
Yeah, no, that's gay. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like I'm not supposed to like you.
No,
I think
no.
like one of the worst things, like when sports got bad, I ain't gonna say LeBron what LeBron did, but when Kevin Garnett went to the team that beat him, he went to Golden State.
Oh, not Kevin Durant.
No, you mean Ray?
My bad,
Oh,
Kevin Durant.
I was gonna say Ray Allen, but yeah, okay, that works too.
When Kevin Durant went there, I said, "Oh man, all right, man, this is whack. This is whack. I can't do these punks. These punks want to play together. They don't want to beat each other. They'll never be the Jordan era where Barkley and Jordan would ever play with each other.
It won't. Yeah, never would have. Yeah,
never."
I hear all this from my son about Durant too. Like, he obviously this is not a basketball show, but I hear all this stuff about how he was caught with a few different burners saying bad things about his teammates, and so I mean,
soft.
Yeah. So that's what. Yeah, I mean it. I love that there's rivalry. I love that Ben Johnson knows what he's, he knows what this is about. And he also did say that there's really no chance he's going to take his shirt off again. So he said there's no chance.
Thanks, man. I mean, I'm glad that I'm glad he saved your team. It takes a lion to do it. We always consistently are good for other people. You know what I mean? And not for ourselves, so good for you. I'm glad he saved a black man's job. Thank you. Because they was about to get his bum ass out of there too. Thanks for that, Ben. Adding, keeping, another black man working. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him. I just think he fucking lost a playoff game for us, Joe, and I'm not forgiving of that.
I was gonna say this is like almost not quite. It's almost a complete 180 between last year to this year. You're saying positive things about Ben Johnson, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Seventh place.
No, I mean don't get used to it. It's the season. The season is over. You guys are into the playoffs. Y'all won a playoff game. Y'all lost to a lion. So so it's all good.
And a Packer. Obviously, the Packers were rooting for Devontae Adams. So,
oh man, fuck Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I don't care about Devontae Adams, but I just didn't want y'all to win. I didn't want y'all to go to. You know why? Because I knew, see, the thing about having Caleb Williams is that he a wild card. And y'all defense create turnover. It's a perfect storm. And I'm like, yo, they can easily beat the Seahawks because the Seahawks offense is going to be kind of anemic because the quarterback going to be throwing to the Bears because the Bears do create turnovers and they fuck around in the Super Bowl.
That could happen.
Yeah, that could happen. That was worrisome for me. That was worrisome. I was worried. Like these motherfuckers beat the Rams because the Rams was pretty much the best team over there to me.
I agree. Yeah.
So
I think Stafford was just a little bit too hurt.
He was too hurt, and plus the defense didn't help him.
No,
they didn't stop nothing.
No.
So there wasn't really much he could do. He played probably the best he could play. There's nothing else he could have done.
Talk about players changing teams. Look at Jaquan Brisker. Maybe he ends up in a team's jersey in the division as well. He's probably not going to be a Bear. So that's something to watch. I can see him.
But y'all gonna play
Bayard, yes.
What, man? That's crazy. Yeah, Bayard. No,
Bayard is
cheaper because his age.
A little bit cheaper, but then I think just a better overall. I think leader, team guy.
You saw the game, Andy. I watched the same playoff games as you. The best player on that defense was without hands down. Hands down was him. Hands down. He was flying everywhere. My brother was like, who the fuck is number 9? Who is that?
Well, that's the problem. He's been hurt. He's been inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, that was an amazing game. Absolutely. From Brisker, but it's just been too inconsistent. So But yeah, it's going to be a little bit too much. Deshaun Wright. I think the Bears are going to try to get something done, but that's going to be too much as well. They're talking about with the Bears, it's going to be the shakeup in the secondary. So
yeah, you can let him go.
I think so too.
Yeah, you can let him go. He can let him go get money and go somewhere else and suck. You know what I'm saying? He came up a practice squad last year. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
So he just was on. Everybody else on the defense was good. You know what I'm saying? And he was getting getting that pass rush in there. You know what I'm saying? They was throwing the ball to him a lot. He tall too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he do got a ball hawking way about him. He do make, he got confident. So he was creating turnovers for y'all, and that's all fine and dandy. But I don't think he deserves $20 million a year, nothing like that. I don't know.
I agree on that. Well, definitely been a fun episode. Definitely appreciate everyone following along and commenting as well. Where can everyone find you as we close out, Dre?
You can find me on X. You can find me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. It's at Coleman Sports, like talking Minnesota sports. So yeah,
all good stuff. Yeah, it's obviously there's going to be a lot more to talk about when we kind of know as far as like mock drafts. I'm not ready for that yet, but lots to get there. Especially we hear from our guy Miles. Always has a lot of great draft nuggets for us to consider as well. So 7th letter, where can everyone find you as we close out?
7th letter 4 on Twitter, X, same OG, Instagram, Facebook. Good to see y'all.
Always appreciate having you on as well. And you can find me on NFL Outdated on Twitter X, on YouTube, on Instagram, and find us on Freezin 4 Pod on the TikTok, and catch us here on YouTube. 9:30 CST on Wednesdays. Definitely appreciate everyone coming and providing lots of great stuff here. So once again, it's been a Freezin 4 North Podcast. We will catch you again next week. Bear down.
Peace.